Hello everyone, my name is George Kunihiro. Today we'll be visiting the office of Kengo Kuma, an internationally renowned architect who's been winning competitions around the world. Well, he is the chairman of the International Student Design Competition to be held in conjunction with the UIA2011 World Congress of Architecture. We're going to be talking to him about this town of Tokyo, the venue of the World Congress, as well as the competition that he'll be chairing, the student competition about metropolitan Tokyo. Good morning, Kuma-san. Thank you for spending time with us during your busy schedule and allow us to interview you about the Tokyo scene and the UIA, the Tokyo World Congress, to be held in September. First, I'd like to start out by asking you about Tokyo. You're from Yokohama, or Yokohama native really, but you lived either near or in Tokyo most of your life, and you're now an architect with an international practice based in Tokyo. Now, knowing Tokyo, in your view, what is the charm or attraction about Tokyo?
Yeah, I grew up the house which was very close from Tokyo, and I was commuting to my kindergartens from the age of 5, and I know many places in Tokyo. The uniqueness of Tokyo is Tokyo is a kind of the villages. It's not a single village, it's the villages. It's many small interesting places. For example, this area is Aoyama area. It is very close from the center, but actually those small wooden houses still exist. And the life of those in those small houses still there, and I am enjoying that kind of village life.
That's very interesting view, especially the kind of architecture that you're building are getting larger in scale these days, but you still have the sympathies with those smaller scale lifestyle in the city.
Yes, the scale is very important for the city of Tokyo. So I think the small scale came from the scale of wooden houses, because the wooden house, the material is wood itself, and the probably maximum size of the wood is 3 meters, 4 meters is a maximum, and the people should use those kind of the difficult material, and then people should create something in that severe conditions. It is very different from concrete building. Concrete building is a kind of huge structures without any sympathetic scale. I don't like that kind of big scale.
Very, very interesting. Large scale building and using the materials. Well, that is basic to life, I think. Well, the next question is, many people around the world love Tokyo and have impressions about Tokyo. Well, Kuma-san, from your point of view, what is the uniqueness of Tokyo?
There are many uniqueness here, but I can point out one thing. Is the contrast of the quiet sacred space with an active noisy commercial space. For example, the Omotesando street is very famous fashion street, as it's very close from here, just 5 minutes from here. The ends of Omotesando street, there's a shrine, Meiji shrine. It is very quiet, but the Omotesando Street itself is a very active fashion street for younger generations. People are enjoying the two different things, two extreme things. As Atakusa Temple, also the people are enjoying those extremes. Atakusa Temple is one of the most important temple in Tokyo, but in front of that the temple, as Nakamise fashion as a street is a kind of cheap, is a kind of big class or professional street. But I also enjoy the extreme of those.
So again, a contrast, noise and quiet, large and small.
As a light and shadow as well.
Yes, especially here in your office, right behind the large boulevard, but it's so quiet.
Yes, just as 20 meters from the main street, so suddenly we can enjoy the quietness.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Now you've been winning a number of international design competitions abroad recently, and you become the focus of interest for many people, architects from around the world. Besides many buildings you build around in Japan or in Asia, I'd like to ask you to select one building that you like as a representative project completed here in Tokyo, and talk about this project or work in relation to the context of Tokyo.
Yes, let's say the Nezu Museum. I talked about the Omotesando Street as one end, the north end is a major line. The south end is Nezu Museum. The Nezu Museum also has a beautiful gardens. For my architecture, the garden and the building is always I want to combine those two things together. And the architecture should not be the isolated object. I'm always try to make the harmony between those two things. For me, most important things is the merging situation of those two different things, and this museum is a representative of this philosophy.
Yes, it's very striking. It starts out with the Meiji Shrine, and it goes down in procession, and the Nezu Museum holds the other end of the Omotesando Boulevard. Your beautiful museum, very beautiful, and I'd like to congratulate you for that. Really, really proud. Now, finally, this year, September, this year in 2011, there's a significant event for architects and for public, which will be called UIA 24th World Congress of Architecture. And it will be held here in Tokyo. And there'll be architects from 117 nations. It's going to be the largest event for architects in the world. That happens every 3 years. Here, you are the chairman of the UIA International Student Competition. So, from your point of view, please give us a comment about the student competition and about welcoming the potential visitors, the registrants to this event.
Yeah, I really like the competition, and then I accepted to be the chairman of the student competition for UIA, and especially the UIA student competition is an event for younger generations, as I want to get the new idea for 21st century. So any kind of idea is okay. So I'm open to any kind of idea. I like the extreme. And also the winners. A good thing is winners can participate in the event. We want to invite the winners to the events. As a winner can communicate with the architects from 170 countries. it's probably it will be it's a big experience for the young architects. For myself, when I was in New York 1980s, I could directly communicate with the many architects in such cities, and the same thing can be happened in Tokyo. The communications can make something, can create something. It's a really be an interesting event.
Great, great. Well, you're very busy and you're traveling around the world these days. But thank you so much for taking time out to talk with us today. Really, thank you. Thank you so much.
Today we visited the office of Kengo Kuma, who is the chairman of the International Student Design Competition, to be held in conjunction with the UIA 2011 Tokyo World Congress of Architecture. Well, Mr. Kuma described the contrasting elements that are interesting about Tokyo: large and small scale, the noise and the quiet. Well, you have an opportunity to win a ticket, students, to come see and experience this environment. Well, I hope all the students around the world watching this visual newsletter who want to become an architect and want to participate in this World Congress of Architects, enter the competition and try out your skills, show your talent, and come meet Kengo Kuma in Tokyo. Well, until the next visual newsletter, so long.